I personally think Git is better than slice that. But yeah, personal opinion. Good thing about Git is also that you can have private repositories. I thought that the information how you get there, having that and having them show up on the list and so on, is a bit hard to find. You typically, at least I had to ask at that point of time. Maybe it's changed. Yeah, as I said, could be better now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Every branch and private repository people don't publicize it.
Mm-hmm.
Except there's only 4 on it. But
yeah, it's
who knows that?
a good question. Yeah. Maybe it would be a good idea to link that page in the Git Gitorious overview. Because that's a typical issue with Git. You have so many projects, you have so many branches, you don't freaking know which one is actually being active developed at the point at this point of time and what for. So
and a long list of every single Git repo on redesktop.org, which covers all the projects.
yeah, right.
Matt, you had a experiment going for trying to reorganize mission data or something, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
There's so much and it's all over the place. Even organize it, you gotta know what you have. This is my presentation last year. You gotta know what you have when you organize it. And there's 25 copies of the same thing, all over the place, and they're all just slightly different. That you don't know which one's accurate.
So actually,
you goes down to at this time this one's accurate, and they bumped it up, and they didn't know about this wiki page, so they updated this, so now this one, this particular version is accurate.
So basically, you need some documentation how to deal with the documentation, correct?
Use the wiki, I have to use the wiki.
Okay.
You have
A meta wiki.
track of the authors of these duplicate or slightly divergent
Off the top of my head, no. A lot of that is information there. It's in your wiki's history. I think some of that's in there. I mean, some of them are easy to see, oh, this is duplicate, and others, they're so far removed, like where you would, or I would logically think, I would go from. Don't know where this person got their information. Whether they started with this and just forgot and put it here, or code, or they realized, oh, if I do this and this, it works, so they hear it.
could you conceive of a higher order project of just getting a list of people, looking at some chunk that looks to you like a chunk, and writing an email to some list of people who seem to be the entities who create that scroll, and say, let's bring this down to a 1 page, or let's condense this information, let's work on condensing this information as one project, and maybe if you can understand well enough, proposing how to turn it down or put it out to them to do that. Can you make subcommittees based on the wikis?
The problem is everyone, I mean, there's 20 active developers in text, everyone's already oversworn. I could think I'd be more than happy to try to push things that are actually kind of trying to. But everyone's so overworked already. Get one more thing on their plate, just, I know it's only a small thing, but it's like, that's actually like, oh, yeah, we can update this, okay, I'll get to it when I can. And then, oh, now I got to one.
So people refuse to answer or don't reply to these things.
It's like, okay, so I think the desire is there, but there's just people are so overworked. Okay, so I can, but it's already been there, possibly wrong for 5 or 6 years, so it won't be a combination.
But you don't know how to get more pushy about it. I'm going to do this.
I thought it was part of
Your data is going to get buried.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to go in to start reorganizing the whole thing. I've been an X here, right? And I'm just now very sure that I'll make it work really positive. I don't really feel like it's my place to come in and say, okay, you're doing this, or you have you're doing this, take care, go do this, do that. Here's the goal, okay, this is your path. I've only been here all year. I know way less than 3 months out of this room. I don't think that's the place. I'm more than happy to try, but I don't.
How much actual accurate information is this in the weird?
Percentage
Pages or 2 pages. If you can follow just the actual information, you can still have to
place and time of the year to help them move forward with that.
Definitely.
So maybe you could have a separate session on that if you want to go along with everything. But what he's talking about is the perfect.
I would say so, yeah. Some maybe want to have a separate session for that to just address your problems you're dealing with.
I'd be more than happy to do that.
That would be awesome.
I really want to hold the documentation in shape, but it's
Yeah.
basically me, Al helps me communicate, he's doing a lot, but it's mainly like the config files and all the cool stuff. He's starts everything a lot there.
Yeah, let's best make another session for that, especially. So maybe we can. Somebody can help you.
More than happy to. Well, the first thing is the documentation we actually have is protocol specs.
And they're actually one of the best documentations we have. That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
I mean, R&R is basically only documented over there.
It's
Yeah?
really not documented. Yeah, but you know, it's enforced because you're not going to get a protocol through unless the protocol specification makes sense to everyone else. That's the main
Nevertheless, documentation is one thing, but also another thing where we should take a look at is the exception of patches, for instance. Like, I've seen it often enough that a patch was sent of them on the mailing list and there was no comment whatsoever. On some lists, there's this implicit notion that if you don't get an answer in a reasonable time frame, whatever a reasonable time frame is, then you just push the branch into the branch, into the master branch. I think the info driver is still working like that. At least I pushed a patch recently and nobody replied, and I just pushed it and I wasn't smacked so far. So.
We used to have that same policy. There was the agreement by no disagreement.
Agreement by no disagreement, yeah. And on the X server, of course, we have the different policy at the moment, yes. I think it should be documented a little bit more prominently on which project what policy is actually being driven. I think the X server is the only exception at the moment.
Yeah, Alan and I have been talking about that before as well, is that it doesn't even work that well for the X anymore. We just don't get enough reviews. There's so many patches that are dropped because they just don't see any tags. Or, you know, just
So the question is whether we return back to the old days with the X server policy, or what do we do? But I guess you have to wait for Keith to show up in order to discuss this reasonably.
Yeah, it's easier to snap than first.
Yeah.
The problem we have is patches aside from projects that are on even with the X server, there's a patch that comes in and who is the patch? I know if it's equally related, I would try to take every patch to see.
Yeah, sure. But you're one of the glorious examples where it does work. You're one of the glorious examples where it does actually work. There are a few areas where nobody really is fluent enough to take the role of the acceptor or not acceptor of a patch. And then the patch just stays stale forever.
There it's not a problem because there are like 3 people ever who can understand XML, like who chase and that's the 7 people who ever.
And I'm working enough patches of just a command state where we can work 18 months.
Yeah.
I've been
And this is one of those things which really drives new contributors away. If they see they really did something, they really produced even a patch, so even in the format we wanted, and then nothing happens. This is sort of irritating, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is what I was saying, like that XOR is a higher persistence barrier than any other. I think
Yes,
we're
definitely.
worse at that than many other projects.
Have you ever looked into hashworks?
We have it. We just don't use it very well. It's, no one ever clears off the patches that are exceptions to human patchwork. There's about
systems out there that are a bit more automatic, like if a patch gets applied, it automatically gets checked in the system for being applied. Even if it's not applied by the system, but rather by just a git commit.
Theory, Patchwork does, like Patchwork is the tool that's supposed to be done.
Right.
But you don't always know because sometimes patches need up in the server without giving confirmation on the release, so it's not a standardized applied.
Or they applied a little bit changed or something like that.
Or is there something like Carrot? Like a case trying to use?
Okay, John?
Somebody needs to take care of that install.
Does it really automatically apply them, or would it be enough to just have something that you change the list of maybe these patches and then
What would be enough? I don't know, but it would be a first step. Like
Well, once you know
acknowledgement that there is something, yeah, happening.
Because I find it very, I get an email saying, is that something I can deal with right now? Or I wait until I have time, and then there's 1,164 emails in between, and I can't remember that email here. And then if there's someplace I can go and say, oh yeah, okay, okay.
As I said, it would be something for the beginning. I don't know whether that would be enough, but it would be better than nothing. Yep.
One thing I learned at the Plumbers Conference last week, when there was a talk about Patchwork, is that there is a command line tool for interacting with it.
Mhm.
And the most relevant bit is that it's got some notion of caching a patch to identify which thing out of the giant pile of things that's being tracked at this one you're looking at. And
Okay.
so it seems to me that there isn't already any automated thing to close out Patchwork entries when they're merged. You should be able to hook something up, post update, hook in the extra every book, and just go check every commit and see if this one to Patchwork and mark it is merged.
Yeah. But basically, that brings me to what is about quality of all those non-directly code services we have. Like, how do we change or how do we improve all these things other than by contributors who would contribute to them, which is a chicken and egg issue now.
So, one issue which would make contributing to Excel a lot less scalable is if people felt they could review a patch up posted eventually. When they see it, they reply and say, I don't have time now, but this looks interesting. If I haven't replied again in a fortnight, can you ping me so I have another chance to come back and look at it? Just something that says, I've seen you, I do want to look at what you're doing, I'm keeping my record. Something, so lots of the time I send a patch out, and they don't check this archive a week later, because I've sent a patch and there's been no response.
So basically something like an answer, what you have done is not complete and utter bullshit, so please ping me again if I forget about it, yeah?
It's true.
Yeah.
Mesa's been doing a lot of review these days, and we didn't used to. It used to just push stuff. And that seems to be working pretty well. Most patches get a lot of review, and we're not using any tracking system. We just send them the mail list, and then usually within like a day or two or a week at most, people reply. There have been some patches from new contributors that are doing things that are way off of our roadmap. Like, hey, I'm working on this GL32 feature. Well, we're kind of not to the go yet, so I haven't thought about that. And those sort of fall off the roadmap, which is difficult because, and the patch is like, it's not that, it's almost complete. Looks good, but I haven't thought through it enough to get there, and so it falls off the radar.
Or are there patches to add functionality that we